Recently I've been thinking about the best trip I've ever taken in Japan, and without a doubt among the top will be 2017 when I bought my first real camera, which wasn't a GoPro. Ironically, I am recording this on a GoPro right now, but I really wanted to get some nice Japan winter photos. And what better place than the Snow Monkey Park, where they've got a little onsen and the monkeys just dip into it in Nagano. Although at that time, I was only taking photos and not video, so I decided I had to come back and let's check it out.
Nagano is chunked almost smack in the middle of Japan in the Chubu region. The surrounding mountains, including the Japanese Alps, which historically isolated the region, have become a great part of the local economy, famed for its winter sports and hot spring resorts. 9 out of Japan's 12 tallest mountains are found here, and the city itself was the host of the 1998 Winter Olympic Games. Popularity of winter sports and its alpine climate may very well be the source of the prefecture's longevity, boasting the longest lifespans in all of Japan. As for me, whenever I think of Nagano, 2 things come to mind: the impressive Matsumoto Castle, one of the few remaining original fortresses, also known as the Crow Castle from its unique black exterior, and the town of Yamanouchi. Just an hour away from the city, this onsen town is the gateway to both the Shiga Highlands, one of the largest ski resorts in the country, and Jigokudani Koen, the famous Snow Monkey Park.
As much as I hate getting up early, one of the best reasons is, of course, less people. I'm sure in a few hours they'll be packed with people coming to see the monkeys in the water, but just now it's just for me, which is great. So here's a monkey story. Japanese macaques actually have an example of culture in animals, which is quite interesting. So there were some researchers in, I think it was southern Japan, and it was a bit slippery. It's about to be a fallen over story. Anyway, they would come down from the mountains and drink some fresh water by this river that was by the ocean. And the researchers would leave out food by the river so that the monkeys would spend time eating the food and they could study them while they were down there. But the monkeys would often just take the food back to the forest where it was safer. So what the researchers started to do was to mix in like sweet potatoes and rice and things in with the sand, so they had to spend time picking it out. And as they did that, they'd be spending longer and they could soak them for longer as well. But one day, a clever little monkey decided to throw everything together into the water, and then the food would float to the top, they could pick it off the water, and they didn't have to spend time picking out the food that way. And the researchers were really excited about this. So the monkeys are learning something and teaching it to each other. But one day, a younger monkey decided to use the ocean instead of the fresh water, and it really liked it and it started doing it every day. And eventually some of its little monkey friends started doing it too, the younger ones. But the older monkeys would always use the fresh water, and I guess the younger ones prefer like the potato chip taste or something. So the researchers decided this was one of the first evidence of culture in animals, where the older generation would always use the original fresh water taste and the younger monkeys would use the salty new flavor taste.
Jigokudani Koen is located in the valley of the Yokuyu River, sourced from the Shikokogen Highlands. A combination of steep cliffs, steam, and boiling water escaping from this geothermal landscape is what gives it the name Hell Valley. Practically buried in snow for a third of the year, the combination of a harsh vertical landscape and natural hot springs make it a paradise on earth for the mountain macaques, which call it their home, and more recently for humans looking to relax in a nice hot bath. But there'll be no bathing for me today, not unlike any other day, as the reason I'm here is to capture as much footage as possible in one afternoon.
Look at all these bored apes. I am going to make a killing on NFTs when I get back home. So it's time for another monkey story. This one's about chimpanzees, which aren't really monkeys, they're apes, and come to think of it, maybe macaques aren't technically monkeys. Maybe macaque is a different group. I don't know. If you know, let me know. Anyway, chimps. So there was chimps in a cage. I think there was about 10 of them, and the researchers put a line up where they strung some bananas. And everyone likes bananas, especially not monkey apes. So they put a ladder in the middle that they could climb to get the bananas. But if any monkey climbed the ladder, the researchers would spray all the monkeys with cold water because researchers are really terrible people. Anyway, eventually the monkeys would stop any monkey that tried to climb the ladder because nobody wanted to get wet. And the researchers then decided to start replacing the monkeys, so they'd put in a new monkey that had never experienced the cold water attack. This new monkey would try and climb the ladder, and the other monkeys would stop it because they knew something bad would happen if you climbed the ladder. And over time this repeated and repeated until there was no original monkey left. There was just new monkeys. And the new monkeys had never experienced the cold water, but they knew something bad happens if you climb the ladder. Even though the researchers at this point had decided they would never spray the monkeys again, so they could easily get the bananas if they wanted to. So what can we take away from this? Sometimes society thinks thing is bad, but thing isn't always bad, or it used to be bad in the past, but now thing is now good. So maybe you should try the thing and not worry about what society says is bad thing. Monke Story. The human mind is a strange thing. It often seeks purpose or meaning from the shapes or patterns of nature. It seeks to understand and catalogue, and that's something very profound, I think.
Donuts.
Well, that's a strange shape in the snow. What could it mean? Are we really so different? Yes, I'm going to say yes. Monkeys and humans are quite different. And actually that reminds me of another good monkey story. So, not all the monkeys are actually allowed in the hot water of Jigokudani. It's only the females that have babies, the babies themselves, and the high-ranking males. Unfortunately, monkey society is based on hierarchy, and although there is enough hot water and space and resources for all the monkeys in the pool, it's only the elite, the top 1%, that get to spend time in the hot water. This is totally different from humans because... I think I found a chestnut. Ouch. It's a little bit sharp, but yeah, chestnuts actually have a very important history in Japan, and maybe one of the reasons they're able to develop the country in the first place, because they're able to store food for the winter. Wow, what a beautiful little shrine. The guardian statue is just covered in the snow. It's just amazing. I feel like I'm having an epiphany. All these monkey stories and reflection on the human mind is making me feel like I need to share my knowledge. Maybe write a book, self-help book, title it Monkey Mindset or Reese's Thesis. I have to wait until it comes out, but until then, if you enjoy these seasonal-based travel videos, maybe check out this one from autumn, where I check out the abandoned railway just about 20 minutes away from Osaka, and you go through some spooky dark tunnels. Thanks for watching, and peace until the next one.